everybody, and welcome to DCP episode 423. Fran's back.
What? We just talked about the episode. They're doing it to troll me now that I'm back. Hello, everybody. I've been gone for a few.
Look how refreshed he is.
You do seem refreshed. Yeah.
That won't last more than a day, dude. I'm slightly tanner than usual as well because it's been 100 degrees wherever I've been. So
I can sense your happiness through the monitor.
Yeah, I'm not totally defeated and worn down yet. So
yeah, well, that's the thing. leaving your. I got a pink square in me apparently. Oh, that's your box.
It's gone. I should have put you in the box. Just you.
Put me in a box.
Just you, pink.
So it's just
it's amazing what leaving your home and like not talking to yourself for 8 hours a day does for your mental health. Talk to other human beings in real life.
Yeah, and I guess part of it is I just haven't had a good stream in 30 some days because I've just been gone. I did stream Destiny 2 last night as well, but until today I didn't have a good stream. I played Battlefield 6. Maybe you're picking up what I'm throwing down. No, I'm just kidding about Destiny. I did play some, but
you did.
But the point is, I'm kind of energized from like we had a big stream and just a lot of energy. Watts showed up, said hello, and all that fun stuff. So,
hell yeah,
Fran.
I don't know.
The world missed you.
I think you're being too kind to me.
No,
I don't believe it.
I heard it.
We had no one to bully, Fran. We had nobody to disagree with and bully.
I'm telling you, I heard it almost every day. Someone was like, I don't know what to do without Fran streams. Where is he? What's he doing?
And you know why? It's because the droning voice, I've heard many times, like people just go to sleep to it. They don't really watch the stream, but they sort of just, it's just kind of droning and I hate my inventory.
You're not droning.
Mate, no, you don't need to tell me about that. I built a whole career off fucking monotone.
Well, it's like because I streamed later, and I'm just joking. Because a lot of people, not a lot, but during the pandemic, many folks were like, "I just had you on, and I would be falling asleep all the time." I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. Not the most, they're not sitting there tipping with biddies in their sleep, but I'll take it. No face cam for DCP Live.
Yeah, I'm saying everything looks good on my end.
Is that Watts or something? What are you talking about?
No.
You can't believe chat.
That's it.
Yeah,
anyway,
what have you been doing, Fran?
Yeah,
you don't need to tell us all your personal details, but
I
want to know.
Like I'm at my parents' house and they've gone through every fucking photo. Just give me the summary. Give me the top highlights.
Check my Instagram, actually, I didn't put up that much. There was a lot of beer and whatnot in my Instagram stories. But basically, I just went back to visit friends and family in Illinois, where I'm from. And yeah, everything's okay. I know I was gone for a long time. It wasn't like anything bad or anything. I just was like, I'm just going to unplug and think about content creation as well as see my family and friends. And just, when you step away from a stream, you know how it is. Like you just... meaning it's kind of better to step away for, I feel like personally, a longer period of time than take a short break. Like you might as well just unplug and you'll have to make up a lot of lost ground after anyway.
I think it's amazing how many ideas you can have when you're not streaming every day.
And that too.
Like I took like 2 or 3 weeks off, I think it was at some point, and I was like, bro, I feel like I can actually be creative again rather than get on stream every day.
It's a weird mentality.
Do you have any?
I've had many epiphanies for the last half decade. It's more about how to execute said epiphanies. That's honestly, that's my content creation issue. I've talked about it, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to be a streamer and keep up with games. And I've really set out to do that. But as I don't have to tell you guys, I think it's very hard to do. So definitely have a lot of thoughts about that. So we'll see what we can do as we go forward. But no, I mean, obviously I love content creation and you should see the list. Like part of it is I'm channeling, my former IGN side of things where I'm always plotting and planning. I have lists and Trellos and, mood boards and it's like, how do you do what you want to do when you want to do everything? But also how you want to support yourself and be successful. So I wish that Twitch, frankly, for most, I wish it was like a platform that you could do that. But it's not. You got to do everything, right? And, I spent a lot of time thinking about where we're at with that, basically. But anyway, I visited family and corn in the Midwest, and I have a little Midwest montage on my Instagram. It's very nice. It's only about 15 seconds if you want to see it. But I spent time there. Then I went to North Carolina, and that's where my dad's at out there, and stepmom, and like visited North Carolina. Love North Carolina. Second time there in Raleigh area. Chicago area is where I'm originally from. But beautiful out there. And then I saw GCX friends, Destiny friends and whatnot at GCX in Orlando, right between those two things. So, I saw Andy Salisbury and Cosmo from Bungie as well. So I'm sure they would have said hello if I had asked them if they've checked out DCP lately. But I'm going to say they both say hello. I'll just put words in their mouth.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, well, you look refreshed, mate.
Good.
Yeah, when
Let's keep
you
an
were
eye on that.
responding to chat in a very understanding way, and you could see, even when streamers respond in like a nice way, you could see something behind the eyes that's just saying, I hate you. And that is gone from Fran's eyes. Fran's like, yeah, you know, Battlefield's great, loving it. It's not it's good. It's good refreshment.
Slightly misrepresented. You know what's fun? I mean, if you had seen, I think more what she's commenting on, put words in your mouth too, which is it's not that I ever hate. I never hate Chad. Anyone who shows up, and I know you're kidding, but it's literally I do tend to stream really late, and like when you stream every day, and frankly, it's what I'm talking about. It's like you're looking at like the next 5 to 10 years, you know, and you're like, how are we gonna make this work? You know, there's like the real life behind the eyes. So for now, you know, I put that aside. It's glossy, but you know, I'll get right back to the grind, and I'll be looking normal as usual. So
copy that. Hell yeah. Get that anxiety back.
Exactly. That's it. That's the right word for it, probably.
Nice.
But yeah,
how was your
thanks.
week,
Thanks for the nice welcome back.
What's up? What's been on the what's buffet?
I've been playing Wuchang.
Oh, so you've been doing that.
That game looks good.
I'm at 56 hours. I think I'm very, very, very close to the end. I would say maybe a day or two of streams should be at the end. Enjoying it a lot. I think Wuchang is great. If you like OG Souls games, the ones where the worlds are super interconnected, all of the areas are trying to play tricks on you, everything's trying to murder you, everything is corrupting you and poisoning you, and if you like that, like traversing areas is really the hard, tricky thing, then you will probably like it. Yeah, I like it.
Did you guys talk about Wuchang already last week?
Yeah, with Briar, because Briar's been playing it as well. So he told us a story about how I'll do a little TLDR because you both didn't hear it. Briar had a story of, so there's different armor pieces in the game in Wuchang, and like other of these games, they give you resistances to different status effects. Yeah. There's a status effect called Despair in Wuchang, and it works like Death Blight in Elden Ring. It builds up, you're dead. Like, there's no, I got it, let me cure it.
Like real life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the debuff you were talking about behind my eyes, by the way. That's the despair debuff.
It's despair. It could be. Well, there's an area in Wuchang that it builds up really quickly, and you have to run through. It's like a death gauntlet. So Briar, now the best thing against despair is a pair of panties.
Charm. Oh no.
Yes. So Briar put on the panties that are good against despair, and his wife comes in, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Listen, I'm just trying to get through this area really quick. I put on the despair panties. It's the best thing against despair." And then Briar was watching my stream, and I was in the same spot, and I was like, "Gotta put on the despair panties." And he started dying because that's...
Your despair depends.
The despair panties are the best against despair. Despair panties. Everyone calls them despair panties. It's a real thing.
They're like a bikini.
So wait,
it's despair panties. There's some heels too. Panties and heels.
Are they... So many ideas of things to say about this. So with the panties, do they really look like panties?
Mm-hmm.
Like
a bikini bottom, I guess.
Like,
or like
now, that's
a
what I'm
lingerie bottom.
I was wondering if we're more Victoria's Secret or like grandma's underwear.
No, no.
You technically could probably use that term for the
This is a Wuchang.
But they're not like
out.
crotchless or anything. Is what we're saying.
They're not. She doesn't have her fanny out. The
Her fanny, that's
Australian
right.
fanny. She's got the American fanny out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Not the front bum.
Not the front bum.
The
Yeah.
front bum. I forgot. That's the nice way to say that. So,
Yeah.
Right.
this is interesting. So that's like the best. Is there a second best though, or it's just like no, you just should wear your panties? when
Well,
you get
there's
despair.
yeah. I mean, sometimes honestly, against a lot of like corruption, blight, despair, panties tend to be the best thing against those specifically. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why Briar took a sick day. He's sick, maybe.
Yeah.
He's missing today, so
I don't believe him
do
today.
it.
Today I didn't. I felt a lie in that DM.
you think
of-
really?
Yeah.
I didn't get to
I
read
think
it. He
he's
said he
lying.
couldn't make
kayaking with a
it.
beer.
Yeah, good
I
for him, though.
guarantee
He
he's
sent it
currently
from
on a lake.
the lake. Yeah.
He's on a lake with a beer and a fishing pole in the other hand. Almost.
If
guarantee.
that's what happened, we should just tell him next time that if his reception's good enough, just call in and put the camera on him. He doesn't
Yeah.
even have to participate.
He'd
It
just
would
be
be
there.
one shot, would just be a silhouette of Briar against the sunset, fishing and drinking beer. It would be
That
incredible.
would be great. I would like.
You don't have to
that.
hide, because I wanted to do the same thing. I was visiting.
I
East
almost
Coast.
think
said,
that
"Briar,
should be
pick me up."
mandatory. That once a week, one of us has to go out somewhere and
And
just.
Do something
I'll
completely
go to the
different.
kangaroo park and I'll
No
just I'll
audio.
go in.
Yeah.
I won't say shit, and it'll just be kangaroos there.
I like
if I
it.
was in
I'll
a,
feed
if,
'em.
yeah, if I was an IRL streamer with a really good connection, I would do that. You know, just be like, oh yeah, I'll flip it on.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So yeah, Wuchang. I was going to ask. Real quick,
Wuchang,
so
yeah.
you like it
Mm.
in general? I haven't even caught up reviews, and like, do most people like it? Is it generally?
So yeah, on Steam, it's got. I think it probably still has mixed reviews because of performance. I don't have any performance issues at all. It's probably one of the few games that have never crashed for me, ever.
Yeah,
That hasn't dropped any frames. Nothing. It's perfect for me.
it's on consoles as well, though. I assume.
It is on consoles. It's also on Game Pass.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, I think
Wow.
it's a bit of a mixture because I think the exploration and the level design is really, really good. Although, if you don't like those kind of more old school Souls experiences where traversing is pain and something will pop up and like cheaply kill you, right? Like it's just that was a big part of
yeah.
the games back then. But if you don't like that, you probably won't dig just the exploration. But combat is really fun, and there's a lot of really fun spells. Bosses, I think, look really cool and are good, but they're not great. Like they have infinite stamina. You know, it's kind of one of
Yeah.
those classic things of they just attack. Yeah. So, but overall, I think it's. I'd probably say it's like an 8 for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother loves these type of games, by the way, and I always see him playing them, and he liked it a ton as well. So
Yeah, I think it's very good.
I think fans of these types of games, as they say, if you're a fan of this type of game or this genre, you'll love it. How do you like it versus Wukong?
It's nothing like Wuchang, and I don't like Wuchang. So
Yeah, that's what I remembered. And that's what I was going with the, no Wukong, but yes, Wuchang.
yeah, exploration in Wuchang is like you see something, you're like, I can go there, I want to go there, and you can figure out a way over.
It
there.
has level design then.
You're
Good.
not. The level design is you would really. It's like Dark Souls 1 level design. Everything, the whole world is interconnected. You'll end up everything.
Oh, that's
everything is connected all together. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And panties.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, lots of panties and thongs.
Lots of
Yeah.
panties. That would make a great accolades trail. You know what I mean? If Wuchang has like the accolades trail with all the scores, and it's like Watts, lots of panties, 8.0.
Lots of panties. Yep.
Got him.
I also checked out
We've heard something.
Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
The new Ninja Gaiden that's coming out
when that
this
coming
year.
out?
It's
that
coming
October?
out October something.
Jesus, September, October's.
It is. Yeah, it's really
It
busy.
always is, though.
I was able to play
can't
it
wait to
on
see
my Xbox. I can only play it through Xbox. So I'm
Xbox.
glad I have one because they use like the Xbox Insider hub. So you literally just go to that hub in your Xbox and you download it if they
Oh, but
if
it
they've
couldn't be
whitelisted
Xbox
you.
PC.
No.
Oh, Trixie. Yeah, it's probably just the only version they had ready for this early
Probably. Yeah.
press preview or whatever it was, right?
I played for about 4 hours. They give you like 4 levels for basically at the beginning of the game, the first 4 levels, and then there's some like challenges that you can do where you fight previous bosses and you can change like which moves you have enabled and all that stuff. It's really, really good. Like,
That's great to hear.
if you think, how would I like Ninja Gaiden to be moved into 2025? Like, how would I want it to be updated? What do I want that to look and feel like? This is it. It feels absolutely like Ninja Gaiden, but now you have a lock on. You can lock onto enemies. That's nice. The camera isn't trying to murder you, which is really nice. Pulling off combos is like a lot more intuitive and it's more fluid, because I know sometimes I would be like, I swear to God, I pressed that combo and it wouldn't happen. That is like not a thing anymore. There's 2 new characters. Well, there's 1 new character, and then you can also play as Ryu. You can play as him again. He is back. But there is a new character called Yakumo and a new weapon, which is like a kind of a rapier spear thing, which is very, very cool. But yeah, it feels totally like Ninja Gaiden. Absolutely. But just everything is more fluid. It looks great. It's more intuitive. The level design is great. And everything's just flashier. Like there's an area that's like, there's this lady with an umbrella, very Japanese, because it's in Tokyo now instead of being in like New York or something. And everything is red and it's flashing and there's umbrellas and there's like weird kind of glitchy things happening on the screen because she's like it's like cyber ninjas and cyber Japan mixed with old school Japan. So it's just really good. You can perfect dodge, which is the same way by holding right trigger and moving your stick. So everything feels the same, but it's just a lot better. You can also parry, but parrying is like when they're about to hit you with their sword, you hit them with your sword, and then you can do moves off of that. You also have perfect block, so you can block, which normally would be a parry, but it's not here. It's a perfect block, and that can lead into more moves. You also have just like straight up regular block. Yeah, there's a bunch of things, and there's a whole other thing where, so if you're normally pressing like R1 and R2, if you hold L2, you
like a stance change or sort of.
It's kind of, they call it like your Blood Raven mode, because this is a part of like the Raven clan. So you've got regular Raven mode and then like Blood Raven, and that is a way of, if an enemy is doing a super damaging red attack, you can interrupt it by going quickly into Blood Raven, hit them with it. Also, if they're trying to defend against your attacks, you can hit them with that. So there's a lot of like things that you're mixing together, and it just all works perfectly. And the music is incredible. It always is in Ninja Gaiden, and it still is. I think one of the bosses, I don't know if I'm 100% right about this, but the guy who does the voice for one of the songs in Expedition 33, the one that everyone goes nuts for at the Renoir fight, he also does the vocals for a Devil May Cry song. I think he's doing the vocals for one of the songs that I heard. I don't know 100% because I can't look at the damn OST like credits or something yet, but it sounds like him, and it's really good. Really good. So good.
Sounds great all around. Do you know so were you playing a full version of the game, and therefore is it like almost final, or do you?
I don't think so. No. It's really smooth though. It's 120 FPS on Xbox. If you prioritize the frame rate. No dips. No dips at all. Super smooth. Looks great. Yeah, no complaints graphically.
I didn't even think a console could ever do that, because you'd basically never see that.
It's very rare,
except for like Call of Duty and a couple shooter modes. You know, that's good to hear. Was that on Xbox Series X that you tried that mode?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Did
X
anyone
has it.
Play Ragebound, because that came out last week.
No,
as
Briar
well.
did, but he talked about
that.
it last week. Yeah. Yeah. But I haven't played it yet. But Yeah, man, it's just if you were worried about what a Ninja Gaiden would, well, I don't know why you would be worried hearing that Team Ninja is working with Platinum Games, because it's like, oh, the gods of combat are working together. What's going to be terrible?
Yeah. I mean, it is really notable, I think, for two reasons here. One, knowing you're just so much into like RPGs, action RPGs, Souls-like, and I don't remember if you like, I don't know, Bayonetta that much, or not that you wouldn't, but like, I think for what you generally play, I was wondering if you'd have a more critical eye to that type of like lightning fast combo based still, I assume.
Definitely combos,
Right?
yeah.
But and lightning fast, is that accurate? And like
very
classic Ninja
fast.
Gaiden?
Yeah.
But I was wondering, yeah, if you would have felt differently coming out of, just loving that style so much. But then secondly, yeah, it has been, remember, it's been over a decade, and it was since like what, 2 and Black. I always forget, but like it's been a while since the good ones hit. Where like 3, in other words, and like Sigma, and like I don't think people like them as much. So it's actually been, I think it's been as long as almost 20 years since it felt really good. Like Ninja Gaiden Black. I don't remember Ninja Gaiden 2. I think Sigma and 2 were decent as well, probably. Help me out, chat. But anyway, I think for that reason, it's been a long time since we got a really good one.
Yeah.
So it does sound like we're on track. So
it's really,
nice.
really good. Like, if you're worried about it, I would say don't be, because it really does feel very much like Ninja Gaiden. Because I played Ninja Gaiden 2 Black earlier this year. It feels like that, but like a smooth, non-janky camera, easier to do combos just because it's smoother and the input is better. Version of that. It feels very, very Ninja Gaiden.
Nice.
But really good.
Very nice.
As if I don't have enough to play.
I ain't gone until October. If you play Wuchang, you'll probably be like 80 hours in that game, because that game has like classic NPC, the way the NPC side quest stuff works. You'll be like, okay, I just did that. I got to go check this guy over here. I just did that. I got to go talk to that guy and see if he's moved the quest along. Yeah.
But no, I'm excited. It's great to have a year of Ninja Gaiden. And
It is.
Xbox, having a lot of bangers this year, in a year where they no longer have a console identity. It feels like is good on that front, at least.
Yep.
It's exciting.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
I have played a bunch of different stuff this week. I didn't really get to chat to you guys about Grounded 2.
I mean, should we, whatever you want to start with, but I'm like, I know we both played Battlefield.
We can talk
which
about
is the big one,
6.
or should we save that?
Go with Battlefield. Go with Battlefield. People are really excited about it. It was at like 800,000 plus viewers on Twitch. It's like 300K concurrent on Steam.
Yep. I'm going to get back on after this, baby. I pretty much only played Battlefield before Destiny. Like, that was kind of the game I played and just fucked around. Like, that's why I like Battlefield. Just like, just jump in a helicopter, fly a plane, sit in a spot with a sniper and just try to get like a cool looking kill, but be at the bottom of the leaderboard. That's kind of like all I did. Is mainly PvP games and mainly Battlefield, starting with Bad Company, and then I think Battlefield 3 whenever that came out.
That's what I was going to ask, which one you started with. So you've always been a general fan of the just style of game, right?
Yeah, because I mean, let's face it, I've never really been great at FPSs, so Battlefield was always kind of like the less serious Call of Duty, less serious like Twitch shooter, vehicle gameplay, that kind of stuff. Like I would just enjoy most of that, really.
Yeah. And you can have fun without having to be that like super serious. Because I would say as a Battlefield fan, like you can be frontline, sniper, assault, etc. And you can be sort of be sweaty. Yeah, but like you got to be on the front lines, and it's pretty wild. But yeah, in you can also just hop in a tank and have some fun, to your point, and like feel like you accomplished something. And I like Battlefield for those reasons as well.
Yeah. So I never really got back into Battlefield since I started Destiny, really. So it's been like a decade.
Oh.
Really?
It was like
I've
4 or something, or I don't remember.
I mean, I've like tried them, but they never had sticking power. Like, I think I've probably played each of them. I think definitely played Battlefield 1, played Battlefield 2042, but nothing really stuck that long.
Yeah, it would have been around Battlefield 4 that you dropped out.
And yeah, so pretty excited to give this a shot and see if it gives me energy. I don't think there's anything crazy revolutionary about what they've put out, but it feels like a good Battlefield.
And just for other context, when's the last time you've played Warzone? Because remember they did like
Call
this
of Duty?
rematch. Yeah, because you did play Warzone some, right?
I'd play a little bit of Warzone, yeah.
But did you ever play like when they remastered the for Dansk when they upgrade the visuals? In other words, have you played it?
No,
I haven't. Okay.
No.
Okay, but anyway, so you don't think it feels revolutionary, but
but I also don't know if it needs to feel revolutionary. It feels like a pretty solid Battlefield. Like all the key things are there, the destruction's there, the vehicles are there. The game modes, I'm still gravitating towards Conquest because I feel like that's what Battlefield is. I played Domination, which is just like small teams. I think it's 8 versus 8, no vehicles. And it's like, well, I think this is okay for like leveling guns up when you want to just focus on leveling weapons, but kind of not why I play Battlefield. Maybe good to practice in that. I played both Conquest modes. So one Conquest mode allows classes to use whatever weapon they want. So they still have their like class item. So, engineer with your RPGs and your, you can fix tanks and stuff like that. But rather than having to run SMGs, you could run a sniper or you could run whatever. They also have a conquest mode that locks
closed
weapons, weapons to your class. I honestly didn't really feel the difference. It'd be hard. I don't know. I think you'll almost be hard done by to really spot the difference in the, gameplay. I think that's going to be an interesting one to kind of look out for.
So I had a question about this and yeah, whether or not you picked up on exactly how it works, I don't know. But which class do you normally play, Myelin, that you might know the guns?
I've been playing a lot of engineer.
Right. So an engineer normally has what? You're saying an SMG and
so you have an SMG and then you can have a untracking RPG for like tanks.
But your secondary weapon.
Just a pistol.
Right.
Pistols, just
secondary. So maybe just to compare it to support medic, just so I understand, because I didn't play closed. So it's supposed to be locked weapons. That I would have an LMG and a pistol as default as a medic. Yeah. If I play this closed lock mode, does it mean you only can use an LMG and you only as an engineer can use SMG? You can't change it out?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because, that's where I'm confused. I guess I wasn't as used to whenever they made the changes of like on Conquest. Like, I can just equip anything. So I wasn't sure of the rules of closed playlists.
I don't remember the back and forth of when Battlefield used to just, if you wanted to use the assault rifle, you had to go the assault class. I think I've gone back and forth between that. And
that's what this mode's addressing, I think.
Yeah. So,
like, as an example, maybe you could tell me if you ran into this, but I'm like, I think that mode could be a really good thing and fun thing because, like, I was just getting shottied all over the place. And it's like, if everybody's just going to equip shotties, let's say that it works well, across the board, that would be good, right? It would keep people from just being a bunch of shotties.
I think it has the benefit of trying to balance stuff out and actually commit to something. So, when I was playing the normal Conquest, like some of the maps are long range, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks for the SMG. That's the downfall of having the engineer is you can deal with tanks, you can deal with aircraft on these big maps who have more tanks and aircraft. Like one of the maps has just got heaps of tanks, heaps of aircraft on it, but you got an SMG. So you're kind of getting smashed by snipers and DMRs and even assault rifles. But then you're like, oh, well, I don't need to stay on the SMG. I'll just put an assault rifle on or a sniper rifle, then I can still deal with the tank. So like that felt good to do. But I haven't really played it long enough to be annoyed by everyone running the same weapon or wanting to lock them down. Like I think it feels fine with everyone can choose any weapon. Like it feels like there's enough class identity in each of the classes that they feel different and they have their own perks for that. Like, obviously, the engineer can heal vehicles and deal with vehicles, and the assault class can run 2 weapons, so they run the shotgun and something else. They've also got adrenaline, which I don't even really know what that does to be honest. I need to look
I feel like it's, I didn't try it, but usually would be a burst of speed and resilience, maybe, to give you a little more like
I was
health.
saying it shows you people on the map too. I'll have to have a look.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, I don't know.
Then the support class is kind of been merged together. It's both like
that's what I played a ton
and ammo with the LMG, with the quick revives.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, can you just normally revive other people who aren't on your team?
Not on your team?
I've never done it.
Oh, not on your squad?
On your squad.
Yeah. Yes.
Even if you're not the medic?
Oh, well, if you're not the medic, I don't know. I only played the medic. I'm not even aware of if you can res. I guess you can revive anyone regardless of
I think
class,
they're just
right?
not really highlighted. Like, just no one ever does it.
Yeah, I think you can, but you may not have that medic vision like you're talking about. So like, you'll see the blue heartbeat or the green heartbeat, you know, just where you're like, oh, this is my team, needs res. This one needs res, but it's not my team. And I was like, can you also drag revive as any class? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just quicker on the medic.
Right. And then, with the medic, obviously you can just charge your defib as you're going in, and that's instant. If you've got the magic touch there. Yeah. But you can't drag when you do that. So sometimes there's benefits. What did you notice, and what did you make of how the classes have like the in-game rank? You know, they have a couple perks that rank up. Did you pick up on this?
Oh, the like squad XP that lets you rank up. Yeah, that
I guess it contributes to your
on the right-hand side.
Yes.
And
it powers up to that top perk. Yeah. So you have like class abilities.
Pretty interesting. I didn't really get to play with it, and I kept forgetting I had it.
I did forever, and then I made a note to make sure that I'd used it because it's actually pretty great.
Yeah. So
in concept,
I don't exactly understand how it works. I think you just all get XP towards it from just doing stuff.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's what it looked like, because it was just taking, I was just running, and my squad, I think, was doing stuff that was contributing.
Definitely get more XP if your squad lead gives a directive and you follow it. I don't know if you did that.
Oh, maybe.
So like if there's like point A and your squad lead goes like attack A and you capture A, I'm very positive you get a whack of XP.
That's a good way to make people do what they're supposed to do.
And then
that's great.
It's really good. It's really good.
As that goes up, it powers your gadgets. So like I know there's Salt gets like an extra adrenaline, I think on level 1.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell because there's so much shit happening on the screen. I couldn't tell you what like all the is it just 3 levels that it goes?
It's 3 levels. So for support, for example, I forget what the first one was. It might just be faster revives or whatever. It's pretty the second one is, I can put down as a medic that little wall to hide behind for cover. I believe it makes that more any defensive item has more, it's more sturdy or whatever word they use for that. Then the third level was where I could become a supply zone myself for a brief period of time and supply people around me. And I believe it just auto res. I didn't try this, but I think if I use that function, it would auto res without having to like grab them or do anything, just in a 2.5 second window or something. I didn't try that one, so I could be wrong, but yeah, so like on paper, suddenly I can be aid supply, and I can use it for another res function. So like on paper, it felt decent. And then when you use it, it goes away like an ability cooldown, and you have to charge it back up. So
yeah, I kept forgetting to use it. I like the concept for sure. I don't know if it's explained anywhere, but I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
Visually though, I don't think, like, I'm pretty sure I was testing it out on like because I saw the pop up saying press 6 to use like your supercharged repair tool. I'm like, huh? Where did this come from? And then I think it pretty much looks like a normal repair tool. It's like, I would have been nice for it to be like shooting a giant flame or something, so I can know that it's like it's the good one.
Mad Max repair tool.
Yeah.
I like that. Just like guitar and flames while you're doing. I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, but I want to play around with that a little bit more. I think that's definitely a great feature though, overall.
But would you play for like 4 or 5 hours or more? Or would you?
Yeah, I did about 6 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, about the same. I only played for like 4 hours, I think. And what I'd say is, I mean, it's interesting to hear you coming out of like, say, Battlefield 4, and it's been a while, and you like the style and like just kind of having some fun around the map. I from my context is, yeah, I've always been more of a Battlefield person. I never really got into Call of Duty because of the toxicity of, quite frankly, Xbox Live at the time and just being busy. And like, it's just iconically like that was Call of Duty. I'm like, I don't need any part of this in my life when I'm trying to go home and relax. And like, it was a very high skill, fast time to kill, like sliding around corners and all that. So I never was big into that until Warzone. And then I was like, oh, actually, Warzone was a lot of fun. So I played a lot of Warzone. And so Battlefield, though, I played was, one of the first people, actually, because I played preview, I think, of Battlefield 1942 at the IGN offices when it first came out. And holy cow, took us by storm. That actually got number of Game of the Years that year. I believe it got IGN's. I played it more than anyone there, and I played Metroid Prime that year. And I just want to make sure to say it for the 1000th time. Shameful that you gave it to Battlefield 1942. Buggy, ridiculous, but an amazing fun. I played it for so much. I was there till like 4 a.m. playing on a LAN, like yelling at my coworkers after work, and like had to get up in 4 hours and come back to where I was sitting playing Battlefield. Was addicted. So much fun. It was incredible. But anyway, so that was my Battlefield journey. I always played a bit after that, never quite as intensely just due to like time. But anyway, so I've actually taken a bit of a break where I've only dabbled. I dabbled in 2042 and like the ones before. But what you said about revolutionary, I think that's by intent. And I think to your point too, that's not a bad thing, but it doesn't present itself as a sudden like, oh my God, this is a new Battlefield. But what's good about it is I'm like, it really feels like Battlefield. And it I feel like it skates the line between feeling a bit like Warzone as well at times. And so I'm coming at it more from I like these types of games. And I'm not going to ever be the guy, because I'm not qualified right now to be like, oh, they changed the classes, they do this.
Yeah,
this is how this is new and change. Like, I don't care personally. There's obviously experts who are going to care because that's like where they're coming from. But I'm like, I just jumped into 4 hours of Battlefield 6. The servers worked really well overall. It was starting to get hammered prime time here in the US. I was getting a little jumpiness, but it's a beta. But I was pretty impressed, and I'm playing on a 4090, and it looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It looks so much better.
A 2080 Ti, and it's running perfect.
Yeah, it seems really well optimized. Like everything that I've heard is people being like, "Wow, this is like really good."
Like I'm not hitching, I'm not lagging, I'm like from service to performance, like it's been fucking good.
Yeah, the only issues I had were server, and it wasn't a lot, and it was understandable even. Like even when it hitched, it was more of like a frame drop hitch. Like I was not like rubber banding across the map. It would just be like, whoa, I just lost visibility on like whatever just happened during that hitch.
Yeah.
And that's not great, but like meaning hopefully they smooth that stuff out. It's just a beta. But anyway, I felt like it was these map sizes right now, and I'm sure there's more, and this is where I'm a bit out of the loop on what their goals are in terms of size of map. That's almost, it felt a bit like it was skirting the line between Battlefield 6 had a baby with Warzone a little bit, but it's still Battlefield. And they're bringing back what Battlefield is, just like that absolute chaos. But putting all the destruction on top and doing it right, I feel like has been nice. Like the first time I was like, the wow factor hit me, I was just in a building, reloading my gun in like maybe a 4 or 5 level building. And it just got like, and something hit the side of it, but it didn't blow a hole through the wall. And I was like, oh man, I heard, and then it just like, the floors started falling through.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, that is sick.
Yeah.
And the second time that happened too, I was actually outside, and a rocket hit like a building. And again, it wasn't like the building like falling over, and they did the skyscrapers falling over, and cool concepts, but in this way they do it. In this example, again, it's like a 6-story brick building that was already blown out, but a rocket hit it, and it just started to like collapse each floor kind of thing again or whatever. But it was already busted open, and then like a dude like jumps out of the rubble as it's like exploding, and like it just looked right, it felt right. And so I think right now, based on these early impressions, the destruction feels really good, and the map really starts to change as well as things come down. So I'm liking where it's going.
It's got that epicness, bombasticness that you want from Battlefield, where it's just complete chaos. There's vehicles blowing up. There's buildings collapsing. There's planes flying overhead. There's helicopters. Every moment is like a scene from Saving Private Ryan and military shooter. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why I play it. Like I think those moments is what makes the game fun.
Yeah, but that is my biggest question, and it may have already been answered because again, I've been kind of blind to all the news and the live streams. But like, I didn't get that big map feel yet. I didn't get to like hop in a helicopter or a plane. It just like map size, it just felt almost like Warzone, but in the Battlefield model, right? With all the stuff I love, with the destruction, the way the classes work together, and even getting in vehicles felt great, but tighter quarters versus.
I've
Some of
had
those really
so many
big
crazy
scale.
games in the tank and being gunner and jumping out and healing the tank and then jumping back in. Like the teamwork's really fun too.
Yeah,
My only thing I would say is I really wish that you could VoIP because they've actually done a pretty good job with the party comms. I don't know if you actually played around with them, but
no, I was gonna say
it's a little bit like Monster Hunter where you can be in a lobby but be in different games. So I had people
it has
join
a
my
chat.
party. Yeah, it has a party chat like you'd be in Discord or an Xbox party chat, and you can talk across games and across lobbies.
Interesting.
But you can't
We shouldn't do
be
that,
in
but
two chats at once. So, like for example, I thought like we weren't always 4. You have 4 people in a squad. Sometimes we had 2 or 3, and there was a filler in there. They couldn't hear what we were saying to them. We had to go, which is fine. You had to go over
there's
to
gotta be
like
a
the
squad
chat.
Yeah.
There's a squad chat, right? But I also wanted proximity chat too, because heaps of times there was like a tank. And I was like, I'm healing you, brother. Just stay there. And like, and same with like I really, really like the new drag feature. When someone's down, like it's so epic. You grab them and you pull them to safety. It is really satisfying. And the fact that I can't VoIP during that and yell at them going,
it would be really good.
You owe me $5. Yes,
even if it was like
I literally dragged this guy and there was a blood trail, then a tank just came flying past and ran over where he was, like, dude, you owe me a fucking beer.
They honestly should look into adding it because I think it's kind of the perfect game to have some really cool VoIP moments with just random people, and it would add to it as well, as long as it sounds good, right? Which it sounds like their audio is pretty good.
The squad channel sounds great.
Yeah, as long as it sounds good, it would add to it because it's like there's craziness going on, and you could have it to where you have to be really close for it to be really loud. But imagine hearing people slightly far away going, guys, my leg is gone. Help me. That'd be so fun.
I think you're right in that it would have some explosive moments. What occurs to me, one, I wonder, it would almost have to be a small proximity.
I think it would have to be
so much going on.
Yeah.
That like from a trailer viewpoint, if I'm cutting a trailer, like when that dude like jumped out of the rubble, like if they were like, in the distance, it would be unreal. It'd be such an explosive moment. However, there's so much audio. Yeah, I wonder like how would they pull it off? Like as an example, tell me if I'm wrong about this, Myelin, like, and it may have always worked like this, but like footsteps of enemies are louder, right? And so one of the things
you can
that
definitely
keep
hit
you
people running past
from being confused, their bullets, I assume, and all that. So like there's a lot of balance because there's so much happening that, I think it'd be hard to do, but I think your instinct's right.
They've always been good at, I mean, that's kind of been their bread and butter too, is audio. Like Battlefield has always been good for audio. Oh yeah. Even if there's a lot of it there.
One of the first things I like to do is I go inside like a shack and I reload my gun.
Yeah.
No, I reload my gun. It's like the shells drop and it's all echoing in a church kind of sound. And their audio's been so good for the last decade. I mean, all the time, but the last decade plus, it's been amazing.
Because I do love to role play in these games as like a medic and just talk to people as I'm reviving them.
It would be hilarious.
Like that really is like a fun part.
Yellow Monkey said, I think the only thing with that is it would be crazy at the beginning because there's like 64 people in the spawn. But imagine if 64 people did their war cry and ran in various directions. It would be amazing. It would only be for a really short amount of time at the beginning of the game. Because
honestly,
like you said, they'd have to have it like really close proximity for it to be max volume.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Hell Let Loose, which is essentially realistic Battlefields. It's like 64 players. Actually, I think it might be 100 players. I think it might be 50 versus 50. And when you spawn in, it is chaos. But the thing is, a lot of people don't talk either. But getting in vehicles at the beginning is so funny. Or literally every match is just kind of good vibes because people get in trucks and tanks and people pile on and lay down like go go go, you know, you just like, you know, driving your tank with fucking 3 people hanging off the side. Like it does, the start of a match with VoIP can be special. It can also be incredibly racist and toxic, but if you get the right vibes and people are having a good time, most of the time it's good.
I still remember going into PUBG for like maybe the first time, and we were just waiting to like load in, in the little lobby area, and some dude's crawling around being like, "I'm a snake, follow me. I'm a snake, follow me." And everybody started doing it. It was like, I mean, I won't forget that moment for a really long time because it was just funny and it was the right vibe, as you were saying. So yeah, anyway, early impressions. I think there's a lot more to see. Yeah, how long does it take to grind each gun? You know, how does mastery rank really feel on these guns? And do they have bigger maps? And how do the other modes feel? Because I don't think they were showing one of the cooler modes, right? I don't know if you know the name of this mode. Somebody was talking about a mode that does close you in more as things, it like pushes you tighter and tighter. I heard them talking about it. So anyway, there's more modes to see and all that, but I'm liking where it's going. I mean, it's certainly having a big weekend for its open beta here. So
huge, yeah.
I hope it's got all the right stuff because I really like Battlefield.
Yeah,
I hope it as well.
Escalation, I think, is the one.
A couple of things that are on my. Did you play the other mode? What's it called? Not the Conquest closed loadout, and not Domination. It's a bit like the Rush mode, but it's not Rush. Did you buy that?
Which one? Sorry, people were asking about my stuff.
It's the third one along. It's like it's like Rush, but it's not called Rush.
Oh, Breakthrough. I did try that.
Did you play Breakthrough?
I jokingly called it Choke Point, and then I realized the map was called something Choke Point, which is what it is. Right? I don't know if it has more than one map, but I did try it, and it was like everybody. Well, I was on the attacking team, right? It's just attackers versus defenders. Is that right? Yeah.
So it's attackers versus defenders. You progress the map. You've got to capture a zone, and then the maps progress. Forward. So, like, sometimes I'm pretty sure most of the maps start off with 2 zones you have to capture. Then sometimes it drops down to 1 zone, then it goes back up to 2 zones, just depending on what the map layout is. You have attackers versus defenders, so a lot less people behind you or all around you, and more like directly in front. I played a bunch of that.
I didn't like the mode as much.
Well, here's the thing. I have not seen the attackers win yet.
Oh, really? Probably just need some balance.
I think there could be some balancing that is required for the mode. I do like those modes in general. Like when you want to not have so much craziness, maybe those modes are better suited to the locked loadouts with the classes, because just so many snipers, because they're often like, you know, once you change the flow of a map and you have Team A on one side and Team B on the other side, I mean, that's a lot more kind of sniping opportunity. So it's nice. So, but if you can just run anything with the sniper, then like there were sniper glints all over the place. But I think the main thing was I like the mode. I want to do that mode. Rush was always my favorite mode in Battlefield, but I never saw the attackers win. I don't know if that's just because people are learning the game still and we don't have the strats yet, or if there needs some balancing, because it felt like inherently defenders were quite, you know, at an advantage.
Yeah, I don't remember if we won or lost. I just read it. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's one of those modes where I think it'll be good for leveling up guns probably, and maybe for something quicker, but I was just not that interested in it, you know. But I do think it's one of those modes that regardless, it's at some point you get a little tired of Conquest or you know, those types of things. You just want a little change up occasionally, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was okay for that.
I actually prefer Conquest, but I really wish there was just a rotation playlist, because I like Conquest more when I play something else just for just one match. I'm like, okay, cool. And back to Conquest. Like, I don't mind doing a round of domination. I don't want to play hours of domination, but I wouldn't mind doing a round of domination. Just see how my shotgun feels, see how I level up a weapon, and then play a round of breakthrough, and then then spend some time in Conquest. So I don't know if they're going to add, because at the moment you have to select what game mode you want to be in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do some of that. But anyway, seems like it's on the right track. I'm going to be playing more this open weekend, and then there's another open weekend next weekend, I guess. So
I've heard nothing but
want.
good stuff. Really, it's been kind of crazy.
It feels good. Looks good. People are skeptical.
I think anything crazy to complain about apart from just saying, well, I guess it's just more Battlefield, really, or like good Battlefield, and like people aren't unhappy about that. I'm surprised with how many weapons there are. I don't know how people feel about that. Like, it feels quite low on the weapon side. I don't know how many weapons other Battlefields come with, and if that makes a difference. I saw people complaining. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think the engineer only has 2 SMGs.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's so hard, like without having seen what's out there.
You've got to unlock them and rank them, and I heard arguments for people saying, "Well, good. I don't want to." Good. I don't want to grind out a bazillion weapons, but I don't know. I have to play a little bit more to see what happens with that. It's always. I mean, I like trying different weapons in Battlefield. It doesn't feel like there's ever pressure to have like a meta gun. It's like kind of fun to just use stuff that sounds different, feels different, looks different, and level it up.
Yeah, maybe this is just for the beta though. So yeah, I don't know what the final list is. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I heard people talking about, there's no recoil. I was like, the TikToks and shorts I was watching, people making it sound like you could just hold your mouse up and press left click. Like,
no.
The recoil is definitely there. I don't know if they had changed it since previous playthroughs, but like, sure, it's not Tarkov level of bouncing off the screen, but it's also like, you got to do something. Maybe when your gun gets fully maxed, there's a lot less, which would be good.
Which is kind of the point. Yeah,
kind of the point.
But wait, they were saying, it was already really stable. Like, almost as if
I don't know. Maybe they were talking it up. Maybe they were using different attachments. Whatever.
As soon as you said TikTok, I might. They just whatever they're saying was probably just for the views anyway. So
yeah,
not the hate. There are some good TikTok stuff out there, but
the gun customization looks cool. Feels good. I've really noticed like the sights. You really start getting attached to certain sights and grips and how it makes the gun feel. So that all feels really good as well.
They actually have it's funny. I remember reading this in their known issues. There's been a lot of feedback on, weapon recoil patterns, says, the Battlefield comms team. While not present within the open beta, a series of balance passes have already taken place around weapon recoil. However, they were not able to be included in the open beta. So whatever that means, whether it's too easy or not, I don't know. But I was having fun.
Did you do the other real nice mechanic that I really enjoy is the corner peeking? Did you do that at all?
No. Can you mount your guns on corners?
Really fucking good system, and I almost wish every game has it, right? So, normally with peeking, you got to press Q or E, right, to like peek around a corner. The way it does it in Battlefield is you just walk up to a corner and you'll be hiding behind the corner and kind of aim at the corner. And depending on if where your mouse is, like your cross areas, like if you're off center to the right, you get this tiny little pop up that has a little arrow. And when you right click now, you just peek around the corner. And when you let go of it, you come back.
Oh, it's a reticle prompt.
So you just like approach a corner, and it works for boxes too. So if you're crouched and you're behind a box, you just kind of look up a little bit and you'll see the prompt, and then you just press right click and you'll pop up and you go down.
That's cool.
That's nice.
I mean,
I would love to see, I would love to have a private game and get you to do it, Fran, or get me to do it, because I want to see what it actually looks like, because sometimes it feels like you're still a little bit exposed, but when I started doing it, I felt like I had a huge advantage over people obviously running out in the open. And I don't know if it impacts your stability of your weapon too, or any of that. Like if you kind of post it up on it, but it actually feels
You'd
really
think
good.
it would help with that recoil, which is,
So all the people who are saying there's no recoil is just sitting there behind boxes. That's what's
Boxes.
going on.
But yeah, anyway, I think there's a lot to say about Battlefield. I probably should stop talking about it for now until I play more. But yeah, I am excited about it.
Sounds really good. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm gonna play a bit more of this.
But yeah, what I was thinking about, I was like, oh, you're gonna talk about Grounded some 30 minutes ago, maybe, and I don't know what else you had on your mind, but I was like,
we have drama.
We have 6.
Oh, you want to get some drama? We'll switch it up.
You want to do drama?
It's a good time. You want to feel
spicy?
Let's go like video game drama. Video game drama. Video game drama.
Sony had one of their earnings calls or
I
something.
know what this is about, I think. Yeah.
Yes. And they talked about, of course, Marathon and Destiny and Bungie in general. So the kind of the big news that came out of this was that it sounds like Bungie is becoming more and more a part of Sony, a la Guerrilla, or any of those other kind of Sony studios. And I'm gonna find the exact quote about what they said. Okay, so they said, I'm just gonna read some of this. So this is by the I can't remember the name. I know her name is Tao, but can't remember her full name. But it said that, however, we have gone through structural reform as we announced last year, so the independence is getting lighter and Bungie is shifting into a role which is becoming more part of PlayStation Studios and integration is proceeding. So obviously, if you are unfamiliar, the initial deal of Sony and Bungie was like, yeah, we're going to give you a bunch of money, but you're going to help us with live service and you guys are going to be independent. You can essentially like do what you want. Now they've kind of lost that privilege to do that. And they're going to instead be more like Sony Santa Monica, Guerrilla Games, like a PlayStation studio.
Yeah, I was just looking it up too. It was Lin Tao, who was the Sony chief financial officer, the CFO, and corporate executive officer for Sony.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's surprised at this point.
No.
I do think it gets muddled with that rumor way back or leak, I should say, of like, oh, if Bungie doesn't nail it with blank, Sony's taking over. And I only bring that up because I think that it's a gradient. Like as soon as Sony bought them, like the idea that you're not part of, like, you know what I mean? It's the same as like, oh, Xbox taking over Blizzard and Activision. Like they're just going to let them do their own thing. But I mean, come on, you're always going to have that. You know what I mean? They own you now. Yeah. It's not like Tencent being 49% invested in something. It's literally they own you. So I'm not saying that. I guess to put it this way, I think there's a lot of people that are upset with Bungie's decisions, and they talk about that leak of like, I told you Sony was taking over because they're effing everything up. And it's like, well, I think it's a gradient. Like Sony was always wanting to assert more control, and now they just have more reasons to do so.
Right,
I mean, it depends on how much Renegades and Edge of Fate makes, I think, revenue-wise, but I think the writing's on the wall, and Marathon got delayed. So until they start making tons of money, they're not going to give them tons of independence.
I think it very much so.
The question is like,
oh, go ahead.
Is this a good thing? Like, do you reckon?
Right.
This. Yeah, it's an interesting question because previously you'd be always like, yeah, it's better for a studio to remain independent, right? But Destiny hasn't been in a great spot. So that's like, well, and I don't know what your thoughts are on Sony in general, but they're usually pretty good games, right? So
yeah, it's the thing of like,
games,
if it ends up being a thing of, okay, we're getting rid of like the tippity top and we're going to have Sony people like be a part of that instead so that they're involved with all of the decision making and all of that, then you could easily look at it and go, well, the developers at Bungie have been saying that these people who are currently at the top are ignoring them, not doing what they say they should do. So if someone from Sony can come in and be like, hey, look, we know that you guys are talented developers. We're going to listen to you and we're going to help you run this thing. Then maybe that is a fine thing.
No, I think that you hitting on the point that I was getting at was the whole like, but what does this mean? Is it literally just, are we focused on the idea that Sony's screwing up, therefore financial officers are taking over control? No. Hopefully it's more the opposite, which is like, look, how are you managing stuff? How long it takes to get stuff done? And plus even stuff like hiring decisions and organizing the studio, right? But I don't know how it was set up, but you'd look at Bungie and they've been around for decades and like they have a certain way they like to do things, how they have teams housed in different buildings and like, things have changed, but PlayStation also has a way of doing things. And like, I think that it's a gradient within there. And yeah, I would think you asked the right question, which is like PlayStation has a pretty darn good track record with talented studios. Things do get canceled and that's always a bummer, but overall, I'm actually trying to think of like, some PlayStation decisions from a high quality studio where I've been like, man, you're really effing it up. I'm mad that The Last of Us, multiplayer stuff got canceled, but I'm happy that Intergalactic's coming. So I'm trying to think, like, what have they actually done in there where you're like really upset with their decision? So yeah, hopefully it's a good thing.
They also did mention Marathon in this report, and they're saying that, I'll just read what she says. First, about Marathon, how we factored it into the forecast. We expect the launch to happen within the fiscal year. If you're unfamiliar with what that means, it means that it's going to happen before March 31st, 2026. So it doesn't mean December. It could be early next year. But having said that, this is not a commitment. No official announcements yet. We are now fixing the problem, so we believe this launch will happen. And if this launch is canceled, we need to do the revision on the valuation of Marathon. However, as of now, this is not expected.
And that was Lin Tao?
Yes. She also said we're doing modifications in development, and based on the progress in the autumn timeframe, we believe we can communicate when we will launch Marathon. So they're expecting before March, the end of March, but they'll let us know in the fall.
It is interesting that she clarified, and I don't know if it'd been clarified before this, but it's not that they're not open. In other words, they're not saying it has to come out in the fiscal year necessarily, which is interesting to hear from them, what that may or may not mean. But I would hope that what it means is that PlayStation is open to making a really great game and giving it the time it needs.
It sounds like they need the win. That's what it sounds like. We ain't going to send this out until it's ready.
Yeah, and like look at Battlefield. It's been it's gone through a lot. It's taken a long time.
Honestly, refreshing to just have something rather than pushing it out and be like, oh, it's okay, it's live service, we'll fix it on the go. Kind of acknowledging,
because that always works.
Kind of acknowledging that first impressions are important, and Marathon has not had a good first impression, and it kind of needs to hit the ground running and do really well and make up for its poor alpha.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's funny because it wasn't even like, I would say it wasn't a poor alpha. It was just a poor showing, and then poor timing with ARC Raiders, and then the art theft stuff after, and like all of it just a poor showing, right? It tried to come out as like, hey, we're finally showing you, and then you're like, this feels rushed. Are you guys sure you're ready? And it's like, oh, oops, we also stole some stuff, and ARC Raiders was a banger. It's like just a bad story. And next time they come out, it's got to be an amazing story.
Yes. Yep.
So,
talking about Marathon, did you hear Pokemon did a marathon?
I did.
So
Pokemon
Pocket, the trading game, the mobile game,
TCG,
had cards leaked, which often happen like before, a week before a release of expansion or whatever they call it. When they release a new season of cards, whatever, new decks of cards that come out, and someone spotted the artwork and said, "That's mine. That's my fan art of Ho-Oh," which is like one of the EXs you could get, and it wasn't just. I don't think it was just a normal EX. It was
I heard
one of these immersive EXs. They're the rarest cards, or one of the rarest cards, and when you click on them, it has like you kind of go into the card, and it's like a little movie that plays out. So they're not even like so this is like, exotic level of the card.
Yeah.
Something that's quite hard to replace quickly. So they had to remove it. And if you got the card to drop early on in this pack release, it just said artwork coming soon.
Wow.
You got like Ho-Oh EX, and it was just like artwork coming soon. There was like no artwork on it.
Wow.
Oopsie.
It happens. It seems to happen frequently. You hear about it less when it's like games that aren't super popular or well known, or if it's maybe a studio people don't want to yell at.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Not that it's right.
I mean, I get how it happens though when you're a marathon. To be honest, calling it a marathon is not quite right, because marathon was quite quite a different scenario. In this
Yes.
case, you know,
Yes.
it's Marathon. They stole like logos and typage and styles and stuff like that, which is all very like legally distinct. Like someone did fan art here. You can see how you could mistake really good fan art for being your own IP, basically. Like it's kind of a compliment that they mistook fan art
It's
for
kind of
being
what
their own
happened
IP.
with like Destiny
You know?
stuff, right? When it was fan art of like the Witch Queen, and that ended up being in a trailer because they assumed that it was
they own it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was like the
oh,
Nerf stuff.
So yeah,
With Destiny,
Marathon.
it's the
It's
same thing,
the same as what Destiny did. It's not the same as what Marathon did. Marathon was like a whole thing.
more malicious, yeah.
Yeah, we still don't know who did that though. Gone from the studio, whoever they are.
I'd like to know who it is.
Gone. They're gone. They're fired.
So, what else?
You played Grounded. You want to talk about Grounded?
Yeah, I played Grounded. I think Grounded is a great survival crafting game. It's currently in early access. I think it
Early
does the
access?
genre in. Yeah, it is early access.
Wait,
they did
like-
this last time.
Like not ready early access? Like it doesn't come out for 3 or 6 months?
So they did this with the first one, and they made lots of changes, and they worked well with the community. I think overall, this is one of those early access games that they do a good job with because we've seen how they perform with Grounded 1 and listening to community and making changes. There are definitely some bugs, pun unintended, in the game. But for the most part, it's quite a good early access product. With further changes coming. I don't know how I feel about early access stuff because sometimes I feel like it takes the wind out of the sail of the full release of the game, and I feel like Grounded maybe didn't get enough hype on the first time through. It would have been nice for it to just kind of drop and pop off, but there's lots of good things to like about Grounded. You can have shared worlds with your friends. They can go on anytime they want, and they can make changes to your base and get resources. And you don't have to have your friend online when you want to play with them. You can all kind of share a world, as it says. The gear sets and like the aesthetic of the game is incredibly good. One of the big changes was they added mounts. So kind of like end game in the first Grounded was zip lines. So you kind of made a home base. And then you just set up zip lines to all the biomes, and you just basically zip lined across the map. They added mounts now, which I think are really good. I think people were a little bit on the fence, like with them getting rid of zip lines, but the mounts move really quick. They carry materials for you. They've got their own storage. I actually think it's a better way to explore the world. They added, there's a dodge, there's a parry, there's a heavy hit to break block. So the combat is actually pretty decent for a survival game. I think survival games are usually like pretty average with combat. It's more like, do you have the right gear? Do you have a high enough gear to take on an enemy? And it still has that element. Like you still have to grind the gear and make the stuff. There's a lots of different gear options that have like different perks, increasing stun, resistance to poison, like some cool, I guess, I don't want to say build crafting. Like you kind of go in the same direction. It is a little bit directed, but it's very good for the survival crafting genre, I think, with all the gear you make. With all that said, and I do recommend it.
This is what you call a shit sandwich or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did crash out. I did crash out. And look, part of the crash out was also, I'm actually not a huge fan of survival crafting genres. Like I see why people enjoy them, and I understand like it is fun to just like switch off and farm the trees and build a cool base, and like I just suck at base building. Like that's like part of it. And also like when stuff's on stream, like I want things to be exciting and whatever. Anyway, I got into a biome that's an ice biome. And it's very typical biome where you need to craft the right gear to reduce you freezing into an ice block. So I did that, but that still doesn't cancel out the freeze build up. So you also have to take in potions or like smoothies. They call them smoothies to negate the effect of freeze too. and I had used up all my potions, all my smoothies, like exploring this area. And once I had used it all, I actually found a unique weapon. So there are unique weapons in the game that you kind of solve puzzles for. They've got different things that like kind of reward you for exploration. And this was like a wave defense, and it was just like scorpions after scorpions. And I did not have the smoothies left to basically complete this. And then to craft the smoothies, I needed to go farm a whole bunch of bees and then get the materials from the bees and then craft the smoothies and then come back. And this is all fine. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, if I get frozen again and this scorpion stabs me in the face, I'm quitting. And that's kind of what happened. But it's there. It's there. And it has to be there. It's
not your first crash out. Not that doesn't mean that it wasn't enjoyable. But we are seeing a pattern, Myelin, I think.
I'm going to have to watch this, Vaughn.
You got to take a...
Oh,
I think you need like a... Yeah.
The YouTube private at the Vaughn? Was it that bad? Is it still on Twitch?
It's on Twitch.
Okay, fantastic.
I feel bad crashing out on a game that I genuinely think is good and developers are doing good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
that's
Elden
fair.
Ring.
And I feel bad because it was a me issue, not a game issue.
That means early access too, so who knows, right?
Well, look, if I was trying to be critical, like the snow area was really punishing. It's like you've already done the grind to get all the gear set to make it warm, but you still have to grind to get the other bits to have the smoothie, and without both of them together, it kind of makes area quite difficult. And that's fine, like, you know.
It is a survival game, but yeah.
It's a survival game.
I'm messing with you.
It's a survival game. That being said, I mean, I played a lot of Once Human. I
know. That's what I was going to bring up.
And you know what? The season they released with the heat and cold meter was my least favorite season.
Yeah,
I
that.
disliked having to manage cold,
frostbite and
whatever,
heat,
right?
What's it called?
Yeah,
heat crash out.
But I think if you are a fan of survival crafting, I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment from Grounded 2. It's a very fun game. It has got a lot of gear to build and craft, and the aesthetic is very similar to Grounded 1 with like how you can make bases and stuff. I'm sure they'll add more like cosmetic stuff you can add in your base as well. But
yeah, I saw some buzz about it. Just people, loving that it's out. These were people who are already fans of the first one, so I only caught a little bit of that, but it seemed very positive vibe. Overall,
the game is hard though. It is hard. I mean that crash out is like the first area I got lost in is like an ant hill, and I was stuck in there for hours killing ants. I murdered everyone. I came out with hundreds of ant body parts.
Ant rage.
Yeah. Good game. Yeah, you're great.
All right.
Speaking of
Frostbite, it's on Game Pass too. It's on Game Pass as well.
We already talked about Battlefield 6. That's Frostbite.
That's true. It's a Frostbite kind of podcast because there's a new Everdark boss in Elden Ring, Nightreign, Caligo, the Ice Dragon. Myelin actually played it. I did not beat it.
I have played it.
Also wanted to try out duos because they added duos to the game. So I wanted to see what scaling was like with duos and how that felt. Yeah. I did not beat it. I tried twice.
Yeah. I mean, but that's normal for those bosses. I haven't even touched them that often, and I know you've been rolling pretty hard out there, but I feel like that's expected.
There were attacks, and then there was breaths, and then there was if you can't just like forever dodge the breath and when you're in the breath because it keeps doing damage. So you can like dodge the attacks like the tail, the ice cubes coming at you and all that stuff. But with the actual breath stuff, like, it's just going to keep doing damage over time.
Yeah.
So, I think with 3 people, we probably would have beaten it. Just because it's the difference of, just one extra person that could take aggro. Exactly. Yeah. And what with a lot of bosses in Nightreign, this boss is like, AoE. So you're like, okay, well, I can't just like dodge it. I'm going to go to the side. So you go to the side. You're like, okay, I made it to the boss. I dodged all of the AoE at the side, and the boss is flying away.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, dodge some attacks, good. And then you get close finally, AoE, okay, go around, go to the side. Boss flying away. So it's...
I remember that.
That is why, yeah, if I find any kind of spell or the bell that will just track to them, that's really good, because that's kind of what they do. But even though I haven't beaten it, and I'm saying it runs way a lot because it's dragon, it's really good. It might be my favorite one just in terms of like the whole thing, right? The dragon is it's a really beautiful dragon. The music is incredible. Like when it switches to its next phase where it's doing like a different type of magic, that it just sounds so good. What was your experience, Myelin?
I died.
Crashed out.
You know, it's interesting jumping back into Nightreign. It was easier than I expected. I'm kind of like, I was a little bit like, how do I play again? But then it comes back to you pretty quick. And it feels like Nightreign's going to be that game. You can just kind of jump back in when they release a new boss and give it a shot and do
Definitely.
it. Don't think it's a game I'm going to like keep grinding at, but I'm interested to see how the bosses go each time, and have a crack. Yeah, look, I had a good time. I think it was more Nightreign. You know, I'm not like super Nightreign fan, but I think it's a good game, and it's fun, and it's fun with friends. So
Yeah, to me,
yeah.
I was just gonna say, yeah, they're doing a good job, like giving you these harder boss updates, which have some new moves, right?
Yeah,
all the time, or sometimes
they have new moves. They could even be like a new extra boss in there.
Sometimes. Oh, really? So yeah, meaning they're giving you updates that are updates on the original content, in other words, and like, but it's a good time to do it, test things, balance things, and get the community doing what it's doing. But what I'm driving at is like, it's later this year, right? That we'll get a new map. And
well, I don't know about
new class, or
we don't know about new map. We know new boss and new class. Yeah.
Oh,
I hope there's more.
I was hoping for a new map. Yeah.
I don't need a new map. I want more shifting earths, and I want more like random events that happen.
Yes.
I want to be chased by different things. Yeah, I think if they
like
do
the
that,
meteor
that
falling,
would be great.
Stuff like more variation would be fine as well.
I think that would be.
And yeah, shifting, like even just one new shifting earth area or whatever. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, meaning that'll be like a bigger update.
I think Nightreign is kind of an interesting game example that's not you know, a live service, but it's having updates come out, and you know, it's okay to have a game that's like really fun for however long. I don't know how many hours you had in Nightreign, but it's not, kind of feel like you've done a lot, unless you want to start like really min-maxing and testing stuff and like working out exactly what to do. But like, I definitely feel like I've played it a bit, you know, all the bosses except for this new one. Had a really good time with it, but I don't have like any want to like keep grinding until new content comes out. Like, I'll just wait until a new map or new things come out, then play it for a couple of days and put it down. So like, what do you think about that? Like, I think that's interesting. So I often feel like, game's got to be around forever. They got to like keep you hooked for weeks and weeks. People,
well, that's because you are live service brain broken, Myelin. Yeah. We want to get you out of it, but that's all you keep doing. You just keep going towards live service games because it's
but I'm not playing for long. I just treat them like a normal
closer to. We almost are having our own breakthrough here, Watsy's almost gotten through to him.
This is a very like it's a very kind of Monster Hunter-esque approach to like a game drop. Because it's like, we're going to release this game. We're going to have like some small updates, and then we're going to have bigger updates, and then eventually we'll stop updating it, and that'll be the game.
I think it's a good
kind
model.
of what they're doing. I think it's good. Yeah, because you get this like really good experience, and it could be over the span of like a year. And then they'll be working on another game, and maybe you'll get another Nightreign, or maybe you'll get like a Dusk Bloods, or like whatever, you know. But that's kind of I do like that, and I think they're doing a really good job with it, because these are the same bosses, but they're new enough, and they also give you like new relics and all that stuff to mess around with new builds. that you want to hop in and you're like, I want to get a win on that boss, and then maybe I want to play a little bit more with the new relic and see how that feels. And then next week there's another one, and then next week there's another one, and eventually we will get a new character. I think when the new character comes, that will be a bigger time that you're spending in it because you want to learn them and see how it feels to play them, which will have teams of just 3 of the new character, which is fine.
Yeah, exactly. That always happens.
I think it's great. It's been a lot of fun. I have like 83 hours in Nightreign. I didn't even expect to like Nightreign like when it came out. I was like, sure, I'll try it. It's FromSoft, like feels good. But yeah, I not only really like it, but I think it's really fun. It's really good to just be like, I just want to jump in and play some stuff today. It's a nice chill, kind of surprisingly chill, get with your friends and enjoy some good combat, make some fun builds.
I mean,
now I'm just going to fight back because I feel like chat's reiterating some misinformation here about live service games.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so listen up, you little shits. All right, this week, Battlefield 6, Escape from Tarkov, Borderlands 3, Grounded 2, Peak, Warframe. That's what I played in a week.
Just 1 week.
Like I said,
it's more than my whole year.
Yeah, yes, I've been playing some live service games, but not for long. I jump in, I feel the sadness, and then I leave.
The despair. You got to just put your panties on.
Your despair panties.
Yeah, put my despair panties on, yeah.
Yeah, anytime you're about to crash out and you feel that despair, put your panties on, Myelin.
Well,
don't play Wuchang. Wuchang will make you crash out. You have
I played Wuchang as well. I played
Oh, you did
7 hours Wuchang.
I'd be scared for you to get for. I have on the other podcast that I'm on, one of them is uninstalled.
Ooh.
Did I not talk about Wuchang?
The legendary.
Was I not here then?
You were. I think
remember.
we were just talking so much about Watts' experience and panties. We didn't have time.
I don't know if we.
Oh, you mean last week?
Well, you weren't here last week.
Because I played it on release. Yeah, I played it on release.
Maybe.
I actually thought Wuchang was a good level of difficulty. I mean, I only played 7
Myelin
hours
did
of
talk
it.
about Wuchang. Okay.
Yeah, I thought the exploration was good, and I didn't think it was like there was some bullshit punishing stuff, but it wasn't like it was paced in a way. It wasn't like all the time where I wanted to rage. I wanted to put the game down. Like other games, I was like, nah. Like if I can't get past this chihuahua that's got like for some reason does 99% damage with its ankle bite, like
that's Lies of P. Overture. Although they changed it, so it might be different.
Don't want to.
I was just laughing because in the middle of like, I kind of like it. It wasn't all the time that I wanted to like die, but and hated myself. But sometimes I liked it. That's what that sounded like to me. But no, that's good, man. Nothing wrong with dabbling.
No, you're dabbling. It's good. You are on a journey.
I'm the opposite of
You're
Fran.
on a journey to discover what you like in games, and I think that's great. You were playing Destiny, and you missed a lot of games, and playing just that kind of game for a long time definitely does change the way that you look at games and your enjoyment that you can get from them. And you're trying to figure out what you like. It's a journey. Now I can play a game for 5 minutes and go, I'm only playing this today, or I'm turning this off.
Yeah.
I know right away. I'm like, nope, not for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is ironic. I mean, I used to, maybe that's the story here, is you change based on like being bludgeoned by your past behavior, right? And for me, it was so long that I played games before they were finished. I previewed games in anywhere from a 10 to 90-minute session and like preview them multiple times and blah blah blah. The past at IGN and all. I'm like, I didn't mind that, but I never really got to sit down and, as I often talk about, play a game deeply. And now I've become addicted to like, I always describe it as like, I like to sit down and enjoy my meal. I don't like to like cram through a buffet, so to speak, and be rushing while I eat and blah, blah, blah. So same with games. It's nice to just dig deep. But that being said, you miss a lot. And I think about it a lot. Like, you know what? Like even like Destiny right now, I'm playing on Legendary. I just started Edge of Fate, by the way. Like maybe we wait to talk about it for when I get into it, up to you guys. But anyway, I'm on Legendary. I'm like, this is scaling and it's taking me a while. I'm like, I don't know that this is worth it. And I usually like playing on Legendary. Like, I think I just need to finish this and get back to all the other stuff I got to finish. So
I've learned to, because I see these people, these streamers who they load up a new game, they're done with it in like 3 days, and then they're on to the next one, and I'm like, I want to be like that, but then I'm like, actually I don't. And that's because that's not how I like to play games. I like to try, like in Wuchang, I've probably done 20 different builds at least. I did the same thing in Expedition 33. I like doing that and using all of the stuff that the game gives you, especially if they make it really easy to respec, which Wuchang does. I like trying everything. I like dabbling, like seeing what it all does. I like reading all of the lore on all of the items, talking to chat about theories, and I think there's people who like to watch that as well. So people are like lots of people will tune in just to see like what a game is like, but there's also people who really like seeing the nitty-gritty of a game.
Yeah, for me, it's that combination. One is like, oh, I just like to play this way, but actually, as I know you can attest to, Watts, there's a bunch of gameplay and moments and emotions that you miss when you are just rushing to complete a game, which is what I was trained to do, is to just complete the game and get it done. And I always wanted to stop and smell the roses, and I never got to. Now that I can, so I only generally pick bangers. So when I do, like whatever, Horizon, I just love. I waited even a year after that was out to play. But the point is, I spend so much time sometimes just like looking at stuff. And part of it is I love how games are made and the gameplay. And I'll just be, you've seen it and heard it, where I'm just talking about it feels amazing. Like, how do they pull this feel of this off? And I love it when this animation does this. And I'll spend like literally 25 times as long as a normal person on that stuff. But hey, it's worth it. It's also part of what we do here, so it pays off for podcasting.
Like Ghost of Tsushima, I took so many pictures. So Ghost of Yote is going to be the same thing. I'm going to be in photo mode for like 15 hours.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew people in DK Bonanza, which I've also been playing, had gotten addicted to some photo mode stuff in there too. It's not even the most brilliant photo mode, but the way that DK looks and the backgrounds can look is pretty cool.
Nice. I've covered all the things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy to talk about Bonanza. Has anybody talked about it in the last month?
No, I don't think anyone's talked about Bonanza.
I'm on strike after Nintendo ruins Mario Kart for me.
It's funny. We've talked about it a few times, and I'm still trying to remember. Oh yeah, it was the way they like patched it.
Yeah, they try to walk it back a bit. Apparently, they patched it.
Dude, Mario Kart World already has. I think Mario Kart World's great overall. We've talked about our issues. Like, make it. I would prefer if it felt a bit more classic, despite some of these other things. But anyway, DK Bonanza, on that note, should have been a launch title, and represents why I don't like the direction of Switch 2 and Nintendo as sort of a brand and company. Not a huge deal. They're smart. They have a lot of metrics and stuff, and like they're gonna make so much money, and like success versus like, for real, why wasn't DK Bonanza a launch title? Anyway, very good game, getting a lot of great reviews. I don't know where I stand on that. IGN gave it like a masterful 10 or whatever they call it these days, and I was like, oh wow, that good? Like Tears of the Kingdom good? Like, and it's good though, clearly from a lot of the folks on the Super Mario teams have passed, but Galaxy, Nintendo Tokyo, Team Tokyo, and all the amazing work they do. So it is really cool. You just smash through stuff. It uses voxel technology, and like it's just a fun platformer / action platformer. And the whole idea of it, right, is you're digging into the core of this world. And so really it's just whimsical that you dig through and die. You literally go skydiving between the levels of the crust, and you're just skydiving as Donkey Kong with, your little partner on your back there. And it's a lot of fun. It's classic Nintendo, like whimsy, but also with like really good, oh, I see that over there. How do I get that Super Mario Sunshine and all of that? And so to me, it's got all that stuff. I don't know. Some people got addicted to finding like, every banana in the crust, and they actually have some tools to make that not nearly as hard as that might sound. Like maps and things. Like, it's not like you have to dig through a bunch of dirt to find stuff. It is not that as a game. So yeah, it's really good. It's a great demonstration of what Switch 2 is and can do. And it's really solid overall. That being said, it does also demonstrate the like, they had to cut some corners to keep the price down. And it overall, it's great. Runs at a really solid 60, but occasionally does suffer every once in a while. There's actually a particular boss fight moment where I was like, wow, this thing's just like tanking right now, where it couldn't keep up. But I haven't finished it. I've put in probably a good 10 hours. I played it, like my flight back from Raleigh, North Carolina was like 5 hours. I played it the whole time, and
Nice.
have been playing it on the road. So it really is a lot of fun. I think it's a great Nintendo title, and it's nice to have some, original IP. I say that in quotes because it's DK, but not Mario. And they're obviously cooking up something special with Mario, I would assume, right? To decide to do DK. They also clearly want to do more movies and spin-offs, and their marketing team decided, let's do a DK team or a DK game. But no, it's really good. Highly recommend. I don't know if it's as masterful and like where it turns that corner.
It's interesting you said that, because when it first came out, I saw the same thing. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, this is actually Game of the Year. Like, move over Expedition 33. But now, as time has gone on, I've seen more of what you've said, where people are like, no, it's like really good. But I'm not seeing where it's like, oh my God, this is clearly the best thing, and it's groundbreakingly moving mountains, and like it's crazy. Both those things.
Yeah, good puns.
Yeah, it's that's interesting, because I thought the same thing. I was like, I should, based on what people are saying, I should really play this game. But then I watched Tomo play it, and I was like, I'm not gonna be crazy about this game. I know I'm not going to be. And then people have started saying, it's really good, but.
Yeah, it's a great Nintendo action platformer with this voxel smashing technology. And it is, I actually didn't bring it up, but it is a bit of this Twitch attention span, not like Twitch, the platform, like ADHD style, I got to look at everything. It is interesting to see Nintendo go after something where you are just constantly digging through the Earth's core, jumping to this thing, but it's like, ooh, banana. If you've played the game, you know what this means, and you hear it so much because you're always finding freaking bananas all the time, like every corner you turn. So it's interesting because there's always something that you're finding and doing, which is a very different pace than for me, Mario's you beat a secret level maybe, or you beat a whole, but you spend a lot of time doing stuff. And but anyway, it is really good. But I'm curious if it kind of hits a point where it gets really interesting and good. I did hear that something happens after you beat it, that the end game is pretty cool. Whatever that means, I don't know. So we'll see. I'm definitely gonna finish that one. Highly recommend. But very much looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 next on Switch 2. That's my big next Nintendo Switch 2 game. No release date yet, but they say this year. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of all of our news, really.
I think so.
Yeah, unless you want me to quickly touch on Edge of Fate.
I'd love to hear first impressions of how you're feeling about the ball. And
yeah, I mean, it's a good segue because I brought up Metroid Prime 4 and legit, I was excited that Edge of Fate was inspired by Metroidvanias, but definitely Metroid Prime and Metroid's. It seems to me they were kind of inspired, color palette of the world, the ball, obviously, and some of the things you do with it. But even it opens up with the enemies that are flying with their jetpacks. That's straight up space pirates from Metroid. So I love that it's got that sort of vibe and feel to it. It opens with a great cutscene. Is my microphone okay? It's sounding weird to me.
Yeah, it's cutting in and out, but I don't know if that was me or not.
It seemed okay.
I've heard
it was
you
only for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe it's clipping. Let me see if this fixes it. That sound markedly worse?
Nope.
No.
Fine? Okay.
Yeah, fine.
You're like, it doesn't sound any different, friend. So anyway, love the Metroid inspiration, and I'm really liking that. But yeah, good production value, cutscene up front. And then you get into it, and you're like, well, it's Destiny with the Morph Ball stuff. And I'm having some fun with it, but it's very early, so I wouldn't have a ton to say yet on things they've changed and just how's the campaign. But I will say, I've said this before about the way they do this in Destiny, but Legendary mode I usually like overall, but it has had trouble as a solo player in particular. And yes, there will be tons of people well, it gets harder when you have 3 people. I'm like, I know, but it's just Nightreign and stuff. Where getting aggro is super important when every enemy is shooting at you. So anyway, playing solo, I'm like, dude, it's pretty rough out there, and it's taking away. For the first time, Legendary mode, I'm like, I like switching my weapons up and stuff, but I'm like, it's really trying my patience with you're just getting shot from everywhere, and it's not fun that I might for the first time, be like, I'm just gonna finish this on normal. It's definitely different. Like I loved Witch Queen, the balance of legendary, and like hitting a moment, it's like, oh, I'm gonna switch to this build, and even this old weapon. Like I was using old stuff the whole thing, the legendary campaign, but it wasn't bothersome. It was just nice overall. And then you might remember in Final Shape, like really good, but some players I assume can attest this too. You get to the last boss in Final Shape, well, the first of the last bosses in the campaign there, but and it was just like it was a pain solo. It was because of the aggro. So anyway, I'm feeling that, and I don't like that. And then it's just like a huge new grind, I think, with the levels, and we'll sort of see where it goes. But look, it feels like more Destiny. It's a lot of what I said. Like I think anyway, it's like, look, it is new Destiny, but it's not going to reinvent the wheel. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how you feel when you get into it, because I mean, the power per hour power grind thing is the realest it's ever been, Fran. So,
and I don't like that though. That's the funny, the whole power per hour term. If y'all know, I've been talking about that for many years. The whole point of power per hour, by the way, just in case it's been misconstrued, that I love the grind of power per hour. What's the fastest?
He's trying to figure out if there's too little power per hour and it's actually a bad game. You should put it down.
Well, it was a bit from that and Forsaken, but it was that. But I was like, Bungie has the game sets. Just create an average power per hour. Like I shouldn't have to go do the same activities over and over again and create this issue where like it's annoying that, well, you got to power grind this one particular way and like it's not fun, or you didn't do it, so you're like it's going to take you a lot longer. And I hear that that's what's going on though. That it's
the salt mines are calling.
So I don't want to do that. I probably won't do that, but we'll see if it gets its hooks in me.
It might.
Yep. But more to report in the future.
We will keep it locked here with Fran Mirabelle live from the dusty surface of the moon or something.
I'm back, baby. Power per hour. I'm back, baby.
I will have some stuff to talk about next week because Monster Hunter's new endgame is dropping. So we will see how that feels. Does it get its grips in me of wanting to farm for stuff? There's also going to be a new Nightreign boss next week. So, and I think that's going to be Libra. So that'll be the Mad Goat.
Is that the Mad Goat?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
It's funny. That's the only name I remember. That says something about it.
He's a special one. Yeah. He is definitely, I feel like even though he's not the Night Lord, the Night Lord, I feel like he's kind of a poster boy for the bosses of this game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, well, we had a good 2 hours here almost. It was good.
Yeah. Mafia 3 is out. If anyone's playing Mafia. I don't think I will be.
Wait, is it called Mafia 3 or an old country?
Sorry,
the old
Mafia
Old Country.
It's the old country. I don't know if it's called Mafia.
Sequel to 3. I mean, that's why you said it. I think it's a sequel to 3. I shouldn't have said that because now I
don't know. The old country. Apparently, you can have one-on-one knife fights and you can parry. So that sounds kind of fun.
And I assume it has.
Bye, Myelin.
Mylin's like, peace out. He's wanted by the Mafia.
I forgot I was doing virtual camera.
Right, Mafia. Oh, shit, gotta go.
I was just getting stream set up. I was like, I was just.
It's good that he didn't show one of those random frames that pop up occasionally. But yeah, no, it's got a lot of mixed reviews, right? Have you heard this?
I don't know
already.
So but Mafia in general is a very mixed kind of game, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So in an interesting way though. So to be clear, mixed reviews in the way that apparently it's very split between sort of like 8s and 6s. You know, in other words, people who definitely they really dig it, they like it a lot, and I don't know why, if it's just story, if they're Mafia fans, if they're Sicilian like me or whatever it is. And then you've got other people that are like, not for me. I don't know what the reasons are, but not like an even distribution. It's a little more split. I think that's a good sign, but I don't know. But the whole thing with Old Country is it's supposed to be like more just classic, like, hey, it's campaign driven Mafia game. Like you'd see in the year 2010, you know, and like, we're not going to like do any crazy new stuff. It's just like a fun, you know, story driven Mafia game. I don't know what that really means in the gameplay terms, but some people really like it and others do not. So
Kojima would be delighted with those kind of scores. He'd be like, okay, some people love it. Some people like, nah, that's what I want.
That's what you need.
Good.
Exactly.
Good. I don't want people to like it. Then it's for normies, and I hate normies.
Yes.
That's good.
But yeah, when I heard that, though, I actually was like, you know what? It's a shorter game. And, again, the
Are you
familia.
going to play it, Fran? You are
I
Sicilian.
might have to. Yeah,
You might
I
have
might
to.
have to just do this.
You should.
It's funny. I was related somewhat to this. I'm not in the mafia, folks. Let me make that clear. But I was talking to my dad, and we have family
Who's in the mafia?
Sicily. Like, no, my grandmother's cousin and their family.
My grandma's cousin's in the mafia.
Hey, cousin Gino, and it is Gino, by the way. But anyway, the long story, he told my dad about it. He's like telling about how, you pay for insurance because he runs
Yeah.
sounding bad for a shipping company and stuff that he did, the importer exporter. But for real,
He paid
that's
for
what
insurance,
he did.
or he was paid for insurance.
Well, I got confused. I was like talking to my dad at an Italian restaurant. This is really cliche, but and he's telling me, he's like, yeah, he was telling me how he paid insurance. I'm like, wait, you mean insurance on his trucks? He's like, no, like insurance around town. And like, I'm like, you're saying he paid the mafia so they wouldn't like, cut off a finger. He's like, I guess, yeah, basically. Like, yeah, I mean, but that it's, that's how it was or is over there. Like, this is in Sicily.
Fran, I feel like this is you.
I
feel like you're learning that your family's involved in like
No,
gang
I don't think
activities
so.
because as you're going, you're like, well, no, it's just because that's just the way to. Well, not like the mafia, but like
Yeah.
it's like,
We had to put someone. We had to have someone went to sleep with the fishes, but.
If you are unaware,
he's panicking. Look at him.
No, but I mean,
He's
now
panicking.
people are going to think that. Like, no, my dad is, by the way, a PhD polymer scientist. He's retired. For real, you
It's
can look
an
up his
undercover.
papers.
That's
found
his
out, by the
cover,
way,
I think.
Scaro, is that how you pronounce his name in the
Yeah.
Destiny community and Marathon? He's a polymer science and all that. And I was like, that's funny. You may have crossed paths with some of my dad's work. I've had people who've read his papers. Anyway, he's not in the mafia, is my point.
Okay.
Former scientist. But I don't know about, my grandma's side. That is a Sicilian
Sounds
side.
like they are.
Her dad's name is Salvatore, and her
all
cousin's name's
Sicilians
Gino,
are
and
gang members. That's what Fran said.
I'm not saying that. Don't call me Frankie anymore. That's right. The chat makes a good point. After this story, you can't call me Frankie anymore. Gonna get the wrong idea.
Well, anyway, please don't call the cops on Fran.
Yeah.
He's
We
fine.
don't need any more police activity. Bry's enough on the podcast.
But
He-
if you want to drop off some insurance money when I'm live streaming, you know
you
what
should
to do. Some bits.
You need to
real
do.
nice.
You
100%.
should do at least channel points, and you should have a thing that people could do where they're paying insurance because that would be funny.
Yeah, I
You do
should.
that would be fun.
Pay. Get your. Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a term for it, but
Yep.
insurance is a good start.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll have more for you next week. Will Breyer be here next week? I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. True Vanguard will be. I don't know what he's doing.
Yay.
There's a new character in Marvel Rivals. He's probably played that.
I just saw him
And,
pop up. He's playing Marvel Rivals right now.
There you go. And if you want to check out any of Battlefield 6 gameplay, you can tune into Fran and Myelin, I'm sure, doing Battlefield.
We should play it, Myelin.
You should.
I'm gonna be
He's
live
gonna play
after
right
this,
now.
mate. If you want to play after you get some food,
Possibly.
bit more.
Let me eat and hit you up.
yeah, relax. I'll be live for a while.
There you go. All right. Don't stay away from the mafia and also the Yakuza. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye.